Had to smash up, pass up, natural disaster. Mama say I'm crazy, tried to take me to the pastor. That shit do not matter.
Yo, what's up guys, it is Josh back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can edit your very own Fortnite highlights video similar to the way that I edit my own. Quickly before the video starts, I just want to say that over 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet, so make sure to drop a sub. It is 100% free for you guys to do, and you can change your mind at a later date. And I'm going to be giving away my ident template to my current ident with the diamond, the Joshyy ident, on my Twitter once we reach 10,000 followers on that, so make sure to check that out. That'll be the first link in the description. In today's video, I'm going to be going over in both Davinci Resolve and After Effects how I edit my very own videos and what kind of effects I use for my build-ups, my transitions, my impacts, all that stuff. I'm going to be going over how you can actually create them from scratch, as well as how to use the presets that I'll have in the description. Those will all be in the description, by the way, to download those, as well as the plugins that are required for this video. I hope you guys do enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, give me some feedback down below in terms of what you want to see for content and tutorials on the channel in the future, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right guys, so I'm in a brand new Davinci Resolve project, 1920 by 1080. If we just come into the settings right here, just like this, and I also have the 3 clips I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually do this kind of editing style with, as well as the song, which kind of fits the style of my editing, which is Outer Space by Juicewrld. It's like and then I also have the song in here as well, which is Outer Space by Juicewrld. It's an unreleased song that I've seen a lot of people use in their highlight videos. First thing we want to do is we just want to just find the part we're going to use at the song. So I'm just going to trim this down right here, and then maybe just cut off this part right here. Just like that, we should have a decent portion of the song that should allow us to actually, you know, sync up 3 clips to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the volume down a bit. So this is going to be the first beat right here. So we're going to find that beat. We're going to press M on our keyboard, and then we're going to find the clap after the beat. We're going to add a marker there. That's going to be our transition point. And then the second beat right here is going to be our second clip. And then this is going to be the third kill right here. Just like that. And then I'll give it a bit of extra space. That way we can fade out the audio after. But literally, this is the portion we're going to use. It's just a short little 10-second span. But we're just going to bring it down to our second audio track. We're going to get our first clip up here. So I think I'm going to use this aura clip because I feel like that's more of a beat drop clip than anything else in the media pool. So we're just going to just navigate along this bar right here and press the arrow keys to just select the portion we want to use, and we'll just drag it in. And what you can also do is just find the part where you get the kill. This makes it a lot easier for syncing. Just find the kill frame, press M, and then that'll add a marker to the actual clip, like before you drag it in. And then you could just line up the 2 markers just like this. And then we'll do that with the second clip just like this. Go back, select this portion right here. Okay, this clip, I believe the kill is a lot earlier. Yeah, the kill is right about here. So we're gonna find it just like this. We're gonna find the kill just like that. Drag that in. Maybe trim it down a bit just so we can actually line it up. And then we'll trim it down on this side right here. And then lastly, our third clip, we'll just find the part that we want to use. And Lush is actually a demon, bro. Make sure to check out Lush. I'll put his channel in the description just kind of as a credit for the clips, because I edit a lot of highlight videos for him. You should have seen, like, literally any highlight video I've posted in the past 2 weeks are all like Lush's videos, or all Lush's clips that I've edited for him. He's a super good comp player as well as creative player. He's an insane controller player. Always hits 200 pumps. Great clips to edit with. By the way, if you want to pick up these clips, I'll have these clips in my editing pack if you want to check that out. But yeah, so the first thing you want to do once we actually have all this synced up is just right click on each clip, unlink them just by unselecting the link option, go into retime controls, add a speed point on the kill, go back to maybe like 30-40 frames before the kill, add a speed point and add a speed point between the two, change the first one to 50%, change this one to 200%, change this one to 50%, and then you're just going to line these up something just like that. Should be good. And then just make sure that you actually drag the second clip out just so it lines back up just like that. But maybe move it over just a tiny bit, just like that. Should be fine. And what I do to make my style really smooth, I just click on the clip, I go to retime and scaling, change it to optical flow, which is super clean. It's like a clean It's almost like a Twixtor, if that makes sense, but you don't need to install plugins. It's built into Davinci, and we're just going to repeat the same process with all 3 of these clips at the same velocity, so I'll see you guys once I've done that. All right, guys, so after we've actually done the velocity, which is actually a big portion of my editing style, it's definitely the slowdown velocity is kind of one of my signature things that you'll see in all my edits, where I just have a nice little slowdown velocity before all the kills, have a nice build up during that velocity, and then go into a straight super clean impact. But what I'm going to be showing you guys now is how to actually add an impact to all your kills. So just dragging the adjustment clip just from the left side right here, lasting from the kill to the end of the clip, go into your fusion tab, and I'm pretty much going to be showing you how you can make kind of an impact from scratch. I'll be showing you the settings, obviously, so just press Control Space on your keyboard and look up shake. I'm using S shake because that's the best shake you could use for your impacts, that kind of stuff. A lot of people use that. I don't know where this render thing came from. Just press shift on your keyboard and drag it in, and obviously the shake settings are going to be default, so I'm going to bring up the Sapphire preset browser. All right, so I've applied the 2 main presets I use for my shakes. And the first shake is actually going to be the tilt shake, which is obviously the main shake that you're going to be using for this kind of stuff. And for this, I'll just show you the settings real quick. It's just 0.45 for the amplitude. The Z distance I have at 0.94. I'll show you the keyframing after this. And then the X shake is set to that. The Y shake is set to that. Z shake set to that. The only thing really modified is the tilt shake right there. And these settings work in any editing software, so feel free to copy this down if you're in like Premiere or something like that. So for the keyframing, I just keyframe the amplitude and the Z distance like what they are right now. And then I go to the very end and keyframe the amplitude at 0.05, and then I keyframe the Z distance at 1, just so it's a normal, like a screen pump kind of thing. And then for the second shake, it's just a Y shake, so copy these settings right here. The X shake is set to 0, the Y shake is set to this, and then the other 2 are set all the way down to 0. I'll just quickly show you that right there if you just want to drag all that stuff down. And for this one, what I do is I keyframe the amplitude at 1 at the very beginning, and then I go about 10 frames after the kill, and I keyframe the amplitude down at 0 completely. And what this does is it adds a nice little Y shake that's almost like it's a spontaneous Y shake at the very beginning, and then it goes away. It slowly fades out into this impact, but it's super clean. I use it in all my videos. It's the Y shake that you'll see in literally every highlights video that I do, and if you pull it off correctly, it does end up looking super clean. The next thing you want to do is you're just going to look up Sapphire Glow, or you could do Uni Glow. I actually have a preset for a really good glow, but you could just drag in the S Glow if you want to use S Glow. This is a really good preset that I normally use for that, and you can adjust the glow for that, the brightness. I'll have all these presets in the description if you just want to directly drag them in, but I've been using pink glows again a lot recently, so yeah, that's this is the glow preset for that. And then I'm sorry if you guys hear my dog in the background, by the way. He just came downstairs, but he doesn't normally interrupt me while I'm recording. But we're just going to delete the S Glow. And if you want to check out this Uni Glow one that I showed off in my recent video earlier this week, you can check out that one. It's a similar glow, looks super clean. And yeah, you just keyframe the blend with original at the very beginning and the very end from 100 to 0, obviously, because that is what you normally do. Same thing with the S Glow, it's with the brightness. And lastly, what I normally throw on is I go into Magic Bullet Looks, I add that to my thing, and I go into Edit Look. And then from there, what I do is I go into the lens section down here. I go into the lens section, and I drag in a chromatic aberration, and I change the red to about 1.5 just to give me a small little chromatic aberration on the shake itself. And what that'll do is I'll give it a second to load. It's kind of freezing up real quick. All right, guys, so I am just remembering now that Magic Bullet Looks kind of glitches out when, you know, when you add it in the Fusion tab. So just to actually just add in this chromatic aberration, just drag it onto the adjustment clip itself, go into Edit Look, and then you're just going to do the exact same thing, but through this in the Open Effects. And it's not really, it's nothing insanely different. It's just that you're doing it through the Open Effects tab. And obviously you can see that it does add the chromatic aberration just like that. And I don't even keyframe it really. I might like keyframe it towards the very end and then put it down at 0, but normally I just leave it. It's not really that big of a difference. Like you can see that it's not insanely, you can just kind of see it on the edges just a tiny bit. But yeah, that's just how you add the chromatic aberration. And then what I do to kind of just finish it all off is I'll just add in, you know, like a flicker and I'll go like this, and I'll drag it in, and you know, I'll change the amplitude to, I don't know, maybe like 0.25 at the very beginning. And I know that's a pretty harsh flicker, but I'll keyframe it, and then I'll put, you know, the amplitude to maybe 0.01, and what that does is it kind of makes it like a nice little ease out. But it looks really clean paired up with a glow. As long as you don't have the amplitude too high, it shouldn't really destroy frames in terms of the glow, because I know sometimes when you add glow to flicker, it looks really weird. And yeah, that's pretty much that. You can add a Gaussian blur or a lens blur. What I normally do for my impacts is I add a lens blur just like this. I add a fast lens blur from the BCC plugins, and I'll let that load. And then you just bring all these things down right here, and then you get all the options right here. I changed the iris scale to about 9, change the gamma to 400, and then you can maybe, I don't know, bring the iris scale down to like something like a 3. Sometimes I do 9. It depends on the impact, to be honest. Then you drag it to about 0, maybe like 40 frames after. And just like that, that's how you do the impacts that I normally have in my videos. And yeah, that's pretty much that. You can just go back out to your edit tab, copy that, paste it onto this, paste it on this. I don't know, it's not, unless it didn't. There, paste it onto this, line it up with the kill, just like that. Some clips look a lot different than others, so you can change the color of the glow and that kind of stuff just to make it seem different. But that's how you actually accomplish that. Next, I'm going to go over the buildups. So just drag in an adjustment clip before the kill, just like this. Doesn't really matter how long it is. Just make sure it's around the ballpark of about 40 frames. So something like this should be good. Maybe just a bit less than this. Go into the Fusion tab. And then I'm actually going to find the build-up shake that I have for Davinci. So we'll do something like this. You know, we'll do a warp shake build-up just so I can get my really good shake preset for this. And what I do is I go to the very beginning. I keyframe it at 0, the amplitude. I keyframe this at 1 at the very end. And what that does is it has a nice little build-up shake just like that. And then lastly, I'll normally throw on like a vignette from the S_vignette, just like this. But what I do is I change the width so it's a bit wider than it is tall. And then if you want to, you can like manually drag it in. That's what I find cool about the Sapphire one. You can just literally adjust it as you'd like. And then at the very beginning, I keyframe the opacity at 0. Go to the very end, keyframe it. Not at 5, keyframe it at 1. And something like that should be good, just so it comes in like that. Boom. Build up. I'm going to make this taller just because it looks a bit awkward. But yeah, just like that, you have a pretty clean build up. But I think the blur looks really weird on this clip, so I might just turn off blur completely. And then you can just copy paste that onto all of your clip buildups, just like this. Copy, paste, and I'll have all the presets for the buildups, the impacts, all that stuff, the full presets. And then you can pick apart, take the shakes out of it if you want, take the glow out of it if you want to just use the glow, that kind of stuff. And then lastly, the thing I'm going to show you is transitions, and that's obviously a main component. I'll just quickly show you how to do it from scratch, and then if you want to, you can just take the preset and just drag it in if you feel like doing that instead. But a really good skill to have is to be able to make your own transitions. So what I'm going to do, just press Control Space and look up blur mode curves, which is what I use for all my transitions. And for example, we're going to do, I don't know, let's do a swipe up right transition, which is one of my favorite transitions to do. Like you can see, we're at the transition point between the two clips right here. So from this, the last frame of the first clip, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 frames back. We're going to keyframe the Shift X, Y, just like this. We're going to keyframe the Z distance, and that should be good. We're going to find this frame again, the last frame, and we're going to set it to something like, I don't know, let's navigate it on over to obviously the top right, which is where we want it to be. So something like that. And then the next frame, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to drag it all the way to the left, all the way to the bottom left, just so it comes in almost looking like a swiping motion. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to keyframe these Shift X and Y back to 0 so they're centered. And then I'm also going to keyframe the Z distance right here. We're going to do a subtle zoom in on it. So we're going to change the Z distance on the first clip to 0.7 and then change it to 1.4 here. And what that should do is make sure your wrap X and Y are set to reflect. And that should make a super linear transition. I'm actually stupid. This is a bottom left transition, not a top right. But I'll quickly show you how to make it look a lot cleaner. So we're going to go into our spline and we're going to select just the Z distance for now. So get rid of all the other ones. Press this magnify tool to actually bring up the menu. We're going to press Control A and S just to, ease our curves. And you're going to do a curve something like this. Bring that down. And this is through the spline menu up at the top right here. You can click that to bring that up. Get rid of the Z distance and do the exact same thing with this one right here. So just A and S, bring that, bring this one down, bring this one up, bring this one across, get rid of it, move on to the Shift Y, A, S, bring that in, bring this down, bring this in, bring this across, and let's quickly watch that back just to see what it looks like. This is pretty much the same style of transitions I do in all my videos, and you can see just like that. Swipes in, and let's watch it back. Actually, I'll watch it back from the playback menu right here. I'll get rid of the buildups and the impacts. But you can see it's doing a nice little swipe transition, and I'll have the preset to that in the description if you just want to change the values. But then you can just I don't know, if you want to have it so it's different directions, or if you want to just copy it, you can just line up the marker in the middle just like this, and then drag it onto obviously the last clip if you had a fourth clip, or so on and so forth. But yeah, that's pretty much how to do that. I pretty much covered all the main sections, the impacts, the transitions, the buildups, that kind of stuff that I do. Sometimes I will add a distort to my buildups, switch ups with some variation. If you guys did enjoy this though, make sure to leave me a comment. I'm definitely interested in making a second part for you guys if you want me to go more in depth and show you guys a lot more stuff. Obviously, you'd have to change the transition values, so I'll have a preset in the description if you guys want to use that instead. You just go into the Fusion tab and just drag in the preset to that and line it up with the actual transition, with the keyframes, obviously with the frames between each clip. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys did enjoy this mini tutorial on how to edit like me, and I'll see you guys if you stick around for the After Effects portion of this video. Alright guys, so I'm in a brand new After Effects project, 1920 by 1086 FPS as usual. We got the clips and the song in the top left corner using Outer Space by Juicewrld, unreleased song. It's an absolute banger. We're just going to trim down the song to the portion we want to use. Alright, and now that we've actually trimmed the song down, we're just going to find the part we want to use. So this is the first beat. We're just going to select the clip and press N to add our marker. That's a keybind I have set to that. If you don't have a keybind set to it, you can just come up here to layer. You go down to markers, add marker manually. And then we're just going to lay out a marker on the clap after the beat. This is going to be our second kill right here. And then third one right there, cut off the excess using Control-Shift-D. And the first clip, we're just going to find it, which is going to be, yeah, this one I believe is a lot better. Actually, no, this one right here is a super good clip, probably a good opener. But I'm just going to trim it down by pressing these little, I don't know, it's like a it's like a bracket. I don't really know what they're called, but someone help me out in the comments just so I know what to call them next time. We're just going to select the area we want to use, drag it in just like this, and we're going to line up the kill with the beat on the song. So just like that, drag it out on the left, and then it should be fine on the right. And then we're just going to do the exact same thing with this. Find the part that we want to use. So right about here. Right here. This is going to be the third clip, by the way, because this is just the same order that I was doing in the Davinci Resolve part of this. And just like that. Drag that right there. Drag this right here. And then this first clip right here, which is actually going to be our second clip. That might get a bit confusing, but That's just the way it is. Right here, we're going to trim it down, drag it in just like that, and that should be us good to go once I'm able to line this up just like that. Perfect. And then we're just going to drag that out just like this. And all that's left to do is add our velocity before we actually get into the effects, the buildups, and that kind of stuff. So to actually do this, you know, I've been saying in all my videos, pick up my edit pack if you want good presets, this and that, pick up my edit pack. But today is the day I finally fold and give out my velocity preset for free. So you guys pressured me. I've had some people in the comments just saying release it already. So that's going to be exactly what I'm doing. Download that from the description. I finally folded, but if you want to support me, pick up my edit pack. It has a lot more presets than the ones I've released for 100% free in my description. So just download the velocity in the description. You can just drag that on. You'll need Twixtor installed. If you don't have Twixtor installed, you probably haven't really done anything in the editing community, because it's probably one of the best ways to add velocity to your highlights videos. So just add that preset. Literally takes your clip from like a 2 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. It's just a great way to make you a lot better at editing. And then just add that literally to all your clips, and you're gonna always line up the second last keyframe with the kill, and then just do that for all of the clips just like this. This is what I do always. I just sync up my clips, and then I add the velocity presets, and I'm just going to save my project. Make sure you're doing that, because every editing software finds a way to crash on you when you need it to not crash. Am I right? Very, very relatable for all the people that edit out there, which is probably most of you because you're watching this video. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting into the impacts. So just press Control-Alt-Y on your keyboard, press Control-Shift-D to kind of cut it down on either side. And we're just going to come up to our effects presets. I'm going to be going over one of my favorite shake combinations, which is actually going to be what I call the bare bones impacts, because the cool thing about this one is you can add whatever you want to it. So this is a shake preset, and what this does is it has two different shakes. It has a tilt shake and a Y shake, and it allows you to add and get creative with any other effects. So I'll have that in the description if you want to check that out. But for example, it only has 2 shakes on it right now and a flicker, which are kind of essential elements of an impact. So what we're going to do is we can just add our glow. So if you want to add the pink glow that I had in my other tutorial, you can do that. And just like that, you know, you have a super good clean impact that I use in my videos. You can also add, you know, like a magic bullet looks, which I can show you quickly how to do this. You go to your lens, you go to chromatic aberration, drag that on, change this to 1.5, which just makes a subtle chromatic aberration. And then what I normally do with that is I keyframe the strength right about here, and I keyframe the strength towards the end at 0, just like that. And that's looking super clean. And then from there, you know, you could add like a Gaussian blur, a lens blur, completely up to you. Just make your own decisions. Just make your own decisions in terms of that. We're just gonna collapse the effects on the left side right here, just so we don't really have to be looking at it. And we're just going to copy the impact on all of your clips right here. So you can just drag it over, line up the impact with the actual kill itself. I don't know why I dragged all the way over here, by the way. That's kind of weird. We're just gonna drag this down just like this, trim it down on the right, and that should be good. And then we're also going to copy it, we're going to paste it, and we're going to drag it right here, drag it down, drag it out. And this impact, you know, you can just go down here to the glow, change the color to, I don't know, something like a blue if you wanted to, just to switch it up. If you wanted to change it, you can just do that, and just like that, you've modified that. But I'll have all the presets you'll need for this in the description if you just want to copy step by step what I'm doing. And now what is left to do is our buildups and our transition. So just add an adjustment clip before the kill. And all we got to do once we've actually added this adjustment layer is just select the layer, press apply animation preset. We're going to go down to Joshyy pre-shake right here, which will be in the description. And then just line up these keyframes right here. That should be good, and make sure you just extend it out. And what that does is it adds a super clean build up shake just like that. And then from there, you can go on and add, I don't know, like a monochrome or a vignette. So I'll just show you. You can just add an S_vignette just like this and change the radius to something, I don't know, smaller. You can change the width and the height, doesn't really matter. I usually keyframe the opacity at the beginning at 0, go to the very end, change it to 1, and then change the frame after to 0, just that way it goes away on impact. So just something like that. And you've probably seen that in all my edits. And then if you wanted to, you can just copy it. You know, I'm gonna add a marker to the actual point we want to line up with the kill. I'm just gonna paste it, and I'm going to go 1 frame over, just like this. We're gonna just line the frames up just like this and put it beneath our impact. And then if you want to, you can also put it on the impact, or the third clip I should say, right here. Line it up just like that. Perfect. And then let's say for the second clip, you know, we didn't want to use the vignette because we didn't want it getting super repetitive. We can always just go back here, look up like an S_monochrome, add that, and then change the mix with source at the beginning to 1. Go to the kill right here, change it to 0. Go here, change it to 1. And what that should do is it'll do a nice little fade, just like this. Super clean. And then obviously we got the vignette. You can add like a magic bullet looks if you have one of those, fade that in. But yeah, that's how you do all the effects for the pre-kill, the impacts, that stuff. I'm gonna quickly show you how to make your own transitions. Just press Control-Alt-Y, and you're just going to add an adjustment layer above these right here. We're going to go directly between these 2 clips right here. Select this layer, press Control Space, and look up Blur Mode Curves. We're going to go the very last frame of this clip. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 frames back. Keyframe or Shift X and Y. And that's if you wanted to do like a diagonal one. Obviously, if you're just going side to side, it's just going to be X. If you're going up and down, it's going to be Y. If you want to zoom out or zoom in, it's going to be Z distance. For me, I'm going to maybe just do Shift X for now. And then we're going to go to the frame right before the transition keyframe. Let's say we want it to be a swipe left transition. So we're going to set the value to, let's say, 1200 on this. And then we're going to go to the frame after. We're going to do the opposite. So negative 1200. So just like that. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Change this value to 0 again. Make sure your reflect edges are just on reflect, not the reflect edges. Just make sure your wrap X and Y are both set to reflect on the transition. Press U on your keyboard, select these keyframes, press F9, go into your graph editor. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this graph that I'm doing right here. And super clean transition, just like that. It's so easy. Just like that. It swipes between the 2 clips. And yeah, it's looking super clean. And then if you want to, you just change the values in between clips. You know, you copy paste the impact right here, just duplicate it, drag it on over, and you have the same transition on the other side. If you wanted to, you could literally, since this transition is set to, you know, a swipe left and right, you could just swap these keyframes around. Just have this keyframe right here, have this keyframe right here, go back into your graph, just like this, fix it up, because obviously it is inverse, so these things are going to be a bit weirder than they were before. So just fix these lines, drag this down, drag that just like this, and that's just swipe transition on the opposite side that it was before. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do the transitions. I'll have presets for that in the description if you want to check that out. It's super easy. But yeah, make sure you guys do drop a like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy this. I put a lot of effort into these videos, giving you guys free presets, obviously free content for you guys to enjoy. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Peace out.